I'm going to recognize the ranking member, Mr. Moulton, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. General Collins, given what we have heard from industry, is it accurate that space-based interceptors would be deployed in low Earth orbit?
Sir, we have not finalized what the space-based interceptor architecture would be. We are going to open it up to industry. I fully expect that part of that would be in the LEO environment. Yes, sir.
Okay. It's hard to imagine where else there would be. General Guillot, would you agree with that assessment?
Yes, sir, I would.
Okay. Ms. Yaffe, have Russia and or China publicly or privately expressed concerns with U.S. missile defense systems posing strategic stability concerns with regards to second strike capabilities?
Sir, I think the Russians are on the record for many years expressing concerns about missile defense at the same time as they build their own capabilities.
Yeah, the Chinese have as well. So given General Collins' response regarding a space-based intercept architecture being placed in LEO, as General Guillot affirmed, would it be susceptible to effects of a nuclear detonation in that orbit?
Sir, were there to be a nuclear detonation in LEO, then perhaps it would be. Obviously, all the folks involved in the architecture discussions are tracking the threats.
Yeah,
carefully.
so with what we know about Russia's efforts to develop and deploy a nuclear weapon in space and their fear of U.S. missile defenses, has there been an assessment done on the likelihood or increased chance that Russia would employ such a weapon in conflict early on to take out our space-based intercept layer?
Sir, it sounds like an intelligence assessment, and I would defer that to the intelligence community.
No. It's an operational question. You're going to spend billions of dollars of taxpayer money building things that could inspire the Russians to say, oh, we need to take them out before they get used. You better figure that out if you're going to spend a lot of taxpayer money on this.
Sir, I understand the question. I think we have seen that Russia is pursuing these capabilities in any case, given the threats that they see broadly. However, they also continue to counter these threats with their own missiles.
Well, I'll tell you what, you better figure out, if you're going to build this whole thing at the cost of tens of billions of dollars of taxpayer money, and then the Russians just plan to take it out with their space-based nuke, that's not going to work too well for anybody, because of course it's going to take out all the rest of our satellites as well. Ms. Yaffe, you also used a word today that I've not heard before when describing Golden Dome, aerial. Is it indeed the President's vision to only defend against aerial threats like the Iron Dome system where he got this idea? So in other words, all China needs to do is develop the kinds of sea-based delivery systems Russia started developing after we pulled out of the ABM treaty just to get around Golden Dome?
No, sir. The executive order calls for the defense of the United States against ballistic, hypersonic, advanced cruise missiles, and other next-generation aerial attacks. The earlier part of the
aerial attacks.
Correct. Other next.
So not sea-based.
I mean, a sea-based ballistic missile would be part of this.
As we all know, there's other ways you can run a boat up into Los Angeles Harbor, right? It's clear that Golden Dome is not designed to defend against that. Is that your understanding as well, General Guillot? Since aerial is in the executive order?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Seems like another big hole we should investigate before we spend a lot of money on this. General Guillot, given your responsibilities as the commander of Northern Command, do you believe that the strategic landscape has significantly changed in the past 6 years, such that the second Trump administration would dramatically change its strategic defense policy from the first Trump administration?
Congressman, I do think that the landscape has changed significantly with the number of countries that are either possessing or pursuing ICBMs, the hypersonics.
Are you talking about China? Because we knew 6 years ago that China was doing this.
No, I'm talking about Iran's pursuit and Pakistan's pursuit.
Okay, well, Iran and Pakistan have been pursuing those things for a long time.
Well, yes, sir, but they're certainly more advanced now than they were 6 years ago.
Well, apparently we're going to get rid of Iran's nuclear capabilities with a deal, so I guess they're going to be off the table. Of course, we've had ways of dealing with Pakistan for a while. General Gainey, what's our pacing threat right now according to the National Defense Strategy?
The North Korean threat.
Actually, it's the Chinese threat. So given that we are conducting a shift to the Pacific, how does moving THAADs and Patriot batteries out of the Pacific into the Middle East help support our national defense strategy?
Any movement of any of our Patriot our THAAD systems are take under careful consideration, and we also have additional assets at home station prepared to deploy and fill those voids if necessary. But every deployment is carefully considered as part of our gift map.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.